What else can I apologize about today? Oh yeah, why I deleted my last video. It's been a minute. I, came back and said, oh, I'm gonna get back in the groove of things, and then I deleted my second video that I had made. I did it pretty quick, so maybe it was up for about an hour, and then it was gone. And this is what happened. It's a mess, but I figured it all out now, and I'm comfortable talking about it, so here we are. I've been a bit of a bad place mentally, was not feeling the best, not my happiest, most positive, and my friend was also in a bad place, but she was 8 months pregnant. She was just always sad and down and just not having the best time with her pregnancy. She had come up with an idea. I had been training her about animals and teaching her through my animals how to take care of animals. How many times did I just say animals? I don't know. I had been training her to learn about animals. She said, I really want to have one, but my apartment complex won't let me have a reptile. Can we go to the store and I pick out one for me? And if you know how to take care of it, can you teach me? And eventually, I can take care of it as equal as you take care of it. So we were kind of gonna co-own an animal. I really didn't put much thought into this, and this is kind of where the mistake began. And we decided we'd film a video where she got to pick out any pet in a store and we'd take it home and take care of it. Now, generally, of course, I would never ever recommend impulse buying. I would never recommend going to a store and letting your friend pick out an animal for you. But in my situation where I have the money and the means to take care of pretty much any animal she was going to have the options to pick, I felt like it was an okay and safe zone for me and for the animal in which we'd be taking home. Well, the store and I had a huge miscommunication.
So before you buy a fish, before you buy an animal, please do your research before going into a store and thinking that the worker is just going to be able to tell you everything.
And basically, I was under the impression that we had chosen a black throat monitor and that we had taken it home and we were going to raise it and put it in this, nice giant 7x7 foot enclosure, if not bigger. When it was an adult, we were going to build it. I had a whole team I'd contacted already. They were going to build it whenever it got to that size. All the animals are basically on the floor, but I'm getting some new shelves in. They're gonna come. It's a whole process because they're all custom made, so literally it's gonna take like 4 weeks, but every single animal in this room except the fish are getting cage upgrades. Every single cage is gonna be so much bigger than the cages that and I had everything ready for a black throat monitor. Well, after we got the black throat monitor, I had brought it home and set up his enclosure, and I had gone out I had a lot of stuff to do out of town. So I taught my friend the basic needs of her black throat monitor, and I left town for a few weeks. Now, I did have other people coming and taking care of all my animals, making sure all my animals were okay and safe, people who really knew what they were doing. And she was, of course, taking after the black throat monitor. And the other people were making sure, of course, that he was in good health and otherwise left him alone, really. Now, I came back home and posted a video revealing this guy, and it turns out that me and the store had miscommunicated so much that he was actually a Roughneck monitor. So again, I think my desire to make my friend happy kind of made a lapse in my judgment in this monitor, and not realizing that it wasn't the monitor that the store had, I thought, told me it was. Then the whole thing started where Roughneck monitors, they come from somewhat tropical, humid, moist, I hate that word, areas of Asia, while black throat monitors do not. And black throat monitors don't like to swim, while Roughneck monitors do. Roughneck monitors like to climb a lot, black throat monitors don't. There are a lot of differences in these two subspecies of monitor, and that's of course where I freaked out and had to take down the video, because I had just told people I had an animal that I actually did not have. I was very upset with the store at first because of the miscommunication. I had no clue how they had somehow provided me with all the wrong info on an animal, and they taught me everything how to take care of a black throat monitor. They didn't teach me how to take care of a roughneck. But then the biggest issue is that most Roughneck monitors are wild caught. So I immediately wanted to find him a new place to live. I wanted him to go to a wildlife rescue facility or somewhere where he can live his life like a wild monitor, since he's a wild monitor. And that in itself sparked a lot of criticism, because I do have a wild caught crab and a lot of my saltwater fish are wild caught. So people started to call me hypocritical. But the thing is now going forward, I have decided I don't want wild caught animals. Before, I had some kind of leeway where some were okay and some weren't in my mind. But now I'm at this point where I really just don't want to own wild caught animals going forward. Doesn't mean I'm going to get rid of the ones that have already, you know, become very well adjusted to captivity. But a baby roughneck monitor, it was so young and just so new to captivity that I felt like, no, he should not be here and we should find him a new home. So I have since spoken with the store and the person who sold me it specifically, and they swear on all that is holy that they incubated the eggs themselves, grew them from babies, that he gave me his favorite one, that he's so attached to it, and that it is not wild caught. I'm really torn because I don't know. I have no way of knowing for sure if it's wild caught or captive bred. But he has become so good with me. He recognizes me, he eats from my hand, he likes to be out and he likes to sit on me. He's very, very tolerant of me being around him. He does not seem to dislike captivity. He does not seem to be like pacing around his cage, trying to get out, trying to run away, looking stressed. He doesn't seem to have all the markers of a stressed out wild caught animal. So with that being said, I'm still talking to wildlife rescues that specialize in exotics, but at this point it seems like there is a good chance I'm going to be keeping this little guy. We have completely changed his care up to fit what he needs, and I really, really have grown attached to him, and I feel like he is very good with me as well. Anyway, with all of that being said, I am still talking to people about rehoming him potentially, and I have talked with the guy who sold me the monitor, and I have talked with everyone online and heard everyone's opinions, and I'm still deciding for myself exactly what's best for him. I'm obviously not going to just rush him away or make him stay here a whole year before deciding what to do with him. I'm trying to figure this out in the moment, but I don't know if I butchered that quote or not. I am sorry to anyone that I let down by, you know, of course, impulse buying an animal, and I'm sorry to anyone I let down by spreading some form of misinformation in the last video. I have learned from this and I'm going to continue to grow, and I am not letting it get me down, and I'm not letting the mean, awful hate comments that come from it get me down. There is a line between being concerned and being hateful, and if you're sending the hateful stuff, I've stopped worrying about it, and I've decided I'm just going to keep doing my thing, and I'm going to keep posting videos. One thing I do want to say is special about this channel in comparison to some other channels is I do think a lot of the times I am learning with you guys. It is just an open forum to enjoy and love animals. But yes, there are times where I don't have everything 100% right, and that's okay, because then I can make videos on my progress and I can help you guys learn from my mistakes if I do make them. But of course, I don't want to continuously be making mistakes. I want that to be a pretty unusual circumstance. Like,
I don't want this to be something that I'm doing every week.